Hello, it's Rapid Regeneration. I'm David Escamilla, not a doctor, not giving any medical claims or any claims about diseases. I'm simply here to answer the question of how to get healthy, how to get well, how to reverse your issues, how to turn your body from being overly acidic to an alkaline state where it can basically detoxify itself, cleanse itself, regenerate itself, repair itself, and heal itself. So basically, I know one of the big questions is talking about diet, which is very personal, very emotional. People are attached to the way that they eat, and we're talking about the power of raw foods, the power of fruits, the power of superfoods. And basically, the question is that people have asked me is, do you feel like you're just on a permanent diet when you're eating like this? And I just really want to address that because I've tried diets and I know how difficult they can be. Basically, when I was growing up, my weight would swing back and forth. I yo-yoed from the age of 12 to the age of 25. I yo-yoed up and down 30 to 40 pounds, probably 4 or 5 different times. To be hungry and what that feels like, and I understand how that can be unsustainable. So no, eating healthy like this with more raw foods, etc., is not like being on a permanent diet. Okay, it is not. And I just wanted to address that. So basically, does it feel strange? It does feel a little strange at times. Like, for example, if you delay your breakfast and instead of eating your breakfast, you have a big bowl of fruit, and then you wait another hour or two to eat breakfast. Yeah, it does. It feels a little weird. You can feel some sensations going on in your gut, in your stomach. And yeah, you don't feel as full, when you eat fruit like that. And so, yeah, that can feel a little odd, and you can feel some sensations of your body. But you can, in this program, in the rapid regeneration approach, you can pull that pin out of the grenade anytime you want. So you could go an hour after eating fruit. You could go 2 hours if you, whatever, but whenever you're ready, go ahead and fire up the eggs and bacon, or your oatmeal or whatever you're going to have for breakfast. So, and that's the whole point, is that, you don't hold back. You don't deprive yourself. And when I was first getting into this and first transitioning, I was still eating all my regular indulgence foods in the beginning and just adding in more fruit. Then, I started swapping out cooked meals for like a raw meal or a partially raw meal. And then basically, I just felt more and more urge and more desire to eat more raw foods. And so it wasn't like a diet at all, because I was still eating as much cooked foods as I wanted to. And the other thing is that your calories are not limited of how much you can eat, especially the raw foods, the fruits, the vegetables, nuts and seeds. You're not limited on how much you can eat. Just go nuts and have as much as your heart desires. Now, this may be challenging for someone who's trying to lose weight, because especially the fruits, they do contain a lot of carbs. Although these are healthy carbs as opposed to your complex sugars, your complex carbs. Fruit is simple sugars, unlike breads refined sugars, alcohol, dairy. But basically, so yeah, if your goal is more losing weight, if I was trying to lose weight and I was doing this program, I still wouldn't worry that much about portion control with fruits or raw foods. I would simply I would not eat after 7 p.m. because the later you eat carbs, the more you're going to store them as fat. And I would do something to get my heart rate up. A little bit of exercise first thing in the day before breakfast. So after you do this, after you transition and make it to a place where you have a healthier lifestyle, it's easy, and maybe you've solved your health problems by that point, or maybe it takes a little time. After I transitioned, it still didn't feel like a diet. It never really did. And I basically, I just was wanted to eat more raw. When I was transitioning, I would just eat whatever cravings I had, meats, grains, other salty foods, and basically, even after that, after completely transitioning off of that stuff, it still has not felt like a diet, and I still eat the way I want to. It's just that my taste buds have changed, my cravings have changed, and I have a different outlook on cooked foods and acid-forming foods. So my taste buds have changed. So now I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but basically what I'm trying to say is that it's by taking this leap of faith and following this intuition into getting into more raw, I've been rewarded, I've been blessed, because now I don't crave junk and eating bad foods. That's the reward. And so now again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Okay, I'm still human. I'm still made of flesh, blood, and bones. And so I still have desires, and basically I think that we're hardwired, to consume sugar, salt, fat, which the industry knows this and targets this. But basically, I still have desires, I still crave foods, and but now my cravings would be for something different. I wouldn't crave a bacon cheeseburger or ice cream. I might get a craving for something plant-based, in terms of cooked food. I still love a crunch, something with a good crunch to it. I love kind of that meaty texture, even though it's not meat, but just that pate kind of. And so it's funny because, and I love a good dish of cooked vegetables. I mean, man. So what's funny is that a regular person's healthy foods have now become my junk foods. And so that's the funny thing. I mean, so I'm not saying that I don't have cravings or something like that. There's always an element of discipline and choices. But when I started out at this, I had zero discipline, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, nowadays I try to eat, like a smoothie, banana smoothie, bowl of fruit, a salad. I try to eat healthy stuff because I'm really focused on performance. My days are kind of demanding, or I'm under a lot of pressure. I have to do stuff like this. I have to fit this into my schedule. How am I going to do this at the same time? And so basically, if I eat for performance and I eat the banana smoothie, then I'm going to have very high energy all day, and I'm going to perform at my best. If I indulge, in something else that's like a cheat food for me, then I'm not going to perform as well. and so I still stray off the path. I still get tempted. And, when I do, I feel a loss of energy over the next 24 hours. If I eat kind of a cheap food, sometimes I wonder why I did it. Like, oh man, that wasn't worth it. Or I might go out to a restaurant with friends. I might eat a nice cooked meal, and then I feel like the acidity getting processed by the body. I feel the calcium start to pull out, and I feel my energy levels just drop. And sometimes, I give in and I wish I hadn't. I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Other times I indulge, it's totally worth it. And I'm like, man, that was so good. And it's just, I'm not trying to achieve perfection here on planet Earth. So, it still doesn't feel like a diet, but it does take willpower and discipline. I find that if I'm really trying to focus and get stuff done, I can eat more for performance, versus if I have a lot of free time and comfort, then I can kind of indulge more. So, but it doesn't feel like a diet, but there is some element of willpower and the choices, still that go on. But mostly it's a very easy flow. I never imagined it could be this easy to just eat healthy. I just crave healthy, delicious, electrical living foods, and got to that point very quickly. If you do this, if you cut out the chemicals, cut out the worst kind of foods, and I mean worst kind of ingredients in your cooked foods, you're still eating cooked foods, you're working in fruit, you're adding in more, you start to replace some meals with raw. I mean, you should really feel your desires start to desire raw more and to eat healthier more. And so this really should be an organic, natural flow. So I hope you experience that. Let me know, if you need personal assistance. I do work with individuals, on a one-on-one basis, or just reach out to me if you have a question or something. Again, it's rapidregeneration.com, and my mission is to help you to navigate getting yourself from where you are now with whatever problems that you have to your destination, where you have good health, good energy, good life force, and you can figure out other problems beyond just your own health. So that's my goal. I will help you do that if you're committed, and I'm honored to help you do that. That's all for this one, and stay tuned for the next segment. Bye for now.
For more information, please follow at Rapid Regeneration or visit rapidregeneration.com.